future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California with UBN Radio TV, Universal Broadcasting Network, and then every Thursday at 7, Saturday at 4 with my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel KCAA on AM 1050, FM 102.3, and FM 106.5, and everywhere that iHeartRadio is. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words at all. No Kardashian talk, because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And so I have topics and guests to that end, and I am unbelievably can't believe that in 2 weeks it is going to be the anniversary of this show, 6 years on the air, 313 consecutive weeks. And I'm bringing in two fabulous mothers to celebrate both my anniversary and Mother's Day month. First, mom from Happy Days, Marian Ross. If you remember that iconic TV series, first I had Potsy on earlier this year, and I'm going to bring on Marian Ross. And then the following week, the amazing Barbara Marks Hubbard, who one of my past guests and endorser of my upcoming book, Neil Donald Walsh, New York bestselling Times author, has dubbed her the mother of invention. And she'll be my guest the week following in March, and then we'll have another call in. So keep it tuned here, because we are celebrating life and celebrating hope and happiness. So if you've missed any of my other iconic TV guests, Dawn Wells, Marianne from Gilligan Island, as well as Corey Feldman, Fran Drescher from The Nanny. So all of those you can get on my YouTube channel. It's a free subscribe, so go there, or on my iTunes, and feel free to give me 5 stars and a nice review. And that is it for the opening today. Oh, before I forget, excellent customer service shout outs to Kiana and the wonderful women and men that serve me at the AAA in Los Alamitos office, and as well as on Groupon Lennon. And anyone else. And the reason why I do that is I hear complaining all the time. And yes, I do run the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. So I am balancing out all that negative news with positive, which is why I give positive, excellent customer service shout outs. Today is one of my favorite days because I get to do call-ins. And because they called me the kinder Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura, for many reasons, I don't make you wait on hold. Instead, I schedule you. So if you'd like to get on my next May call-in, please do find me at the number 4balance.org, and you can sign up there so you get scheduled for a free session of advice that I don't always use. And so the first caller today, I think, is waiting and ready. No, she's not here yet. She will be calling in from Florida, and then we can go ahead and get started with that. What else? I think we can go to the balance bar, and so we can find out where our caller is. I did put a number on the bottom there, so could you give her a call while we're waiting, and I can invite you to a couple events that are happening at the end of the month. The first one is the Newport Beach Film Festival, which I am a proud sponsor for the third year of the Chinese Spotlight film, and I'll get to introduce that. So if you want tickets, go to newportbeachfilmfest.com and you can get your tickets there. The opening night is the 26th of April, and then the gala, the Pacific Rim showcase, it's a huge party, will be on April the 30th. So please do join me then. And then on the 27th and the 28th, we are going to also be celebrating life at Revelation 2018. And that is a wonderful conference that is put on by the Agape International Spiritual Center, where I get my Positive Roots watered. And so I'm hoping that you will join me then as well. You can go to agapelive.com, and I will be actually covering the red carpet there. So Lisa Nichols, past guest of mine, will be on as one of the speakers. Joe Dispenza, the producer from the fabulous movie Heal, and my choir boss, Ricky Byers-Beckwith, will be singing. The choir will be singing there, as well as the founder of Agape, my big brother, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. And so you'll want to join me for those events. And it looks like we are still looking for Dana to call in from Florida. And maybe we got the time difference tangled, but I am also going to see if we can get my later caller to call in if she's available. Also, if you are interested in learning balanced Tai Chi Gong, I am the creator of this moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time, and I will start teaching that on the first Thursday in May at the Heart Space Center in Irvine. So you're welcome to go and sign up for that. As well as this Saturday, I will be teaching at the beach in Long Beach at Rosie's Dog Beach, and that is balanced Tai Chi Gong. And hopefully you will be able to come and join me for the moving meditation. It's a meld of Tai Chi and Qigong, and that will be 8:30 this Saturday at Rosie's Dog Beach. And that is the balance bar for today. And I will, we're going to take a little break and maybe do a break from our sponsor as we figure out where my callers are. I love it. I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. A shift happening. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Love films? Support diversity? Then come to the Newport Beach Film Festival, a prestigious multicultural event attracting over 55,000 attendees and screening over 350 films in 8 days. Orange County's largest entertainment event will run April 26th to May 3rd, and yours truly, Dr. Marissa, will be introducing the Chinese Spotlight film on April 30th. So for the best in new, local, internationally, and critically acclaimed cinema, get your tickets at newportbeachfilmfest.com. That's newportbeachfilmfest.com.
The number you are calling from has been associated with high volume calls.
Are you living your best life? Or are you pretending to be what people want you to be? Do you feel like you are performing your life for others or just going through the motions? Well, start living this new year in your full authenticity. Rainey Hiley can help you find your authentic self to live in the fullness of life. For a free consultation, go to 4authenticity.com, the number 4authenticity.com, and hit the refresh button on your life I get the full applause. Ah, I just love when I get to practice my discipline. We did get a hold of Dana. She'll be calling in shortly. She's calling in right now. And here we go. All right. Welcome, Dana, from Florida. We'll just go ahead and get started. Are your feet on the ground? Your palms are up? And your eyes gently closed. I'm going to breathe in with you. Can you hear me? Dana? Are you there?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Good.
Uh-oh. We have two callers. Oh, I have two numbers on the line. Okay.
Have any before? Now you got both.
First, I couldn't get either one of you, and now I have you both in together. Do I have Joy?
Yes.
Did you just called in? Thank you so much. I couldn't get a hold of Dana, so I had you call in. Do you mind calling in a little bit later at 12:30?
Yep.
Thank you so much. All right, let's get started with Florida. And I'm just going to do a little breathe in together so I'm connected with you. Are you ready, Dana?
Okay,
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Cool. Feet on the ground, palms up, eyes gently closed, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And releasing all the stories and the drama. And one more deep breath in. Connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And on a scale of 1 to 10, in the area of relationships, how would you currently rate your relationships in your life? 10 being fabulous and 1 being not so fabulous.
I would say 8 right now.
Okay, beautiful. And then on health and wholeness, same scale.
Oh, goodness. I would say probably about a 4.
Okay. And then job and career.
Again, about an 8.
Okay. So it looks like we're going to talk about health.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so beautiful. So why do you think the number's that low, or what is it that's keeping you from having a higher number there?
Right now, honestly, it's stress.
Okay.
I have a tendency to internalize my stress, and it comes out in, blisters in my mouth and things like that.
Well,
Yep.
the good news is you know what it is. The bad news is you know what it is. So the interesting statistic is that 85% of all doctors' visits are, the bottom line is the doctor said it is stress related. So I tell you this so you don't feel like you're alone.
No, I know I'm not.
Right. So now let's give you some balance tools. So the first one is just exactly what we did when we started. So the power of the breath, the power of chi, eternal energy, is it's kind of like it's like a reboot of your system. So it's as if you are cleaning out your cache. You're deleting your cookies. It is doing a soft reset. So I know people breathe and they're supposed to know how to breathe, but there's a habit that we all have called shallow breathing. So it's or we hold our breath. So
Right.
when you feel like you're getting stressed, so I'm guessing when you feel a little tight, when your head, you want to squint, when you feel a little hot because you're getting irritated, your skin kind of clenches a little bit and tightens up. Do any of those sound familiar?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so as soon as you feel that, and headache, okay, so by the time you've got a headache, you've probably already been feeling stressed for at least a minute, because headaches are not sudden. So there's a build up to the pressure that I want you to be able to catch before it gets to the headache. Because once you're in the headache, you're kind of already committed. You're stress committed. Okay. So even at the beginning, I want you to just stop and then take a breath in through the nose and then release through the mouth. And blow it longer than you think you can. Continue. And in again through the nose. And release. How do you feel?
I'm feeling better already.
See? No, seriously. I know you're not making it's as simple as that, but you have to stop. That's
where the hardest comes in.
So
It's reminding myself to do that.
yes. And here's a couple of reasons why we don't stop. One is many of us, myself included, I'm a recovering perfectionist. And if I feel like I don't do something or say something about it, the world's going to come to an end. Right? Right?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. It's called a recovering control freak. And the reality is that's not true. Okay. People may become unhappy with you. Okay. People may not like you as much anymore, but the world will continue. And my guess is you put everyone else's needs in front of your own. Okay. Busted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did they say in case of emergency on the airplane?
Put the mask on myself before.
And what comes through the mask?
Oxygen.
And how do you get oxygen?
Breathing in.
Yeah. Have I made my case? Yeah. Okay. So.
Yep, you have.
All right. So from this point on, anytime there's a question or a request or a demand or an idea to do something of your own, nobody has to tell you this. Right? You have your own things. Right. Oh my God, I've got to do this. Oh my God, I forgot to do this. Oh my goodness, I have to finish that. So a lot of your stress, my guess is self-generated. You don't even have a bunch of bosses standing over you saying, "Where is it?" Because you are your own worst boss.
That's it. That is it.
Okay. So fire your boss.
I'm making notes here.
As you should. This part I'm going to let you do. Because that's the fundamental. Your stress will never change unless you change the stress. And where it's coming from. So my guess is 80% of your stress is self-generated. So you have to stop listening to your internal critic. Your internal critic is the one that keeps telling you that you should be doing this, should say that, shouldn't have said that. Do you have one? Do you have that voice? So we're going to name her. Who was critical when you were young?
My mother.
Ah.
Oh, God.
What's her name?
Yeah. Mary.
Okay. So now you have a voice. So mine's Rose. Guess what my mother's name was?
Rose.
Yes. If it's not one thing, it's your mother. And there's only two times when you don't have mother issues is when you're born and when you die. So,
Especially females.
yes, yes. And your only job is to do a little bit better than your mom did. You don't have to fix the whole lineage. So the first thing we're going to do is we're not going to kill off Mary in the head, because Mary has a wonderful, well-meaning role. Sometimes she's more mean than well, but she has a well-meaning role. And so always I tell my life balance coaching clients to ask nicely. First, thank Mary. So repeat after me, Mary.
Mary,
Thank you so much
thank you so much
for protecting and helping me be the best that I can be.
for protecting and helping me be the best that I could be.
Now I am an adult,
Now I am an adult,
and I am growing my balanced, centered Dana.
and I'm growing my balanced, centered Dana.
And so you can relax,
So you can relax,
take a load off,
take a load off,
take a vacation,
take a vacation,
have a seat here in the passenger seat.
have a seat here in the passenger seat.
I got this.
I got this.
Okay. Rinse and repeat that at least 10 times a day for the next 28 days. And when
Okay.
you do that, it comes with a couple of other things. One is it comes with the breath. So the first thing you do when you feel like, so let's say, so we'll practicalize this technical word. So the voice, Mary says, you should have called that person yesterday. And you go, and as soon as you hear that, the first thing you do is in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you don't feel calm after that, do it again. And relax. Okay. And then you say, thank you very much. Right?
Thank you very much.
I got this.
I've got this.
Okay. So then the next step is before I run off and do this, I want to look at the big picture. Okay. So honestly, you're an entrepreneur as well. So you're always going to be behind about 100 items.
Oh,
That's just the definition of an entrepreneur. We give up. We don't want to work 40 hours a week, so we work 100, right? So it really is going to be, this is going to be the hardest part for you. I'm going to warn you right now, is learning how to say, I'll get back to you on that. Can you say that? I'll get back to you on that.
I'll get back to you on that.
That's interesting. Say it.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I can
get
tell
back
you're.
to you on
Yeah. Again, because you're not comfortable. I can tell.
That's interesting. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, and after probably another 80 of those, you'll actually sound like you mean it.
No, that's true. That's true because I am a problem solver.
Yes, you are.
And so that's my natural instinct is to solve the problem.
Yes, and you don't have to solve all the problems.
Right.
So you've got an overactive problem solver. Instead of an overactive imagination, you have an overactive problem solver. And this is where you get to relax. Okay.
Right.
I don't want you to take all the balls out of the air. I just want you to take some of the balls on the air. So let me
Be
guess.
more selective.
Yes. So my guess is so how much time do you spend helping people who really don't take your advice? You tell them over and over and over and over again, and you're a broken record and nothing changes. Anybody in your life like that?
Yeah, I would say about 60%.
Oh, you've got so much time coming, honey. So I would like you to just don't, so you're not going cold turkey, one a week. So in 6 weeks from now, you're going to have 60% more time. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to call me and say, oh, I have so much time. I'm so glad it's 60% because that's a huge good chunk that you are going to reclaim.
Right.
Right?
And that's the hardest part for me.
Yes. So
That's the hardest
so
part.
let me give you Okay. So let me give you some I'm going to finish with this. Here's the fertilizer on why you need to do this. Are you ready? When you solve their problems, they are stunted in their ability to solve the problems themselves. You're not helping. You're hurting them. Do you want to hurt them?
No, but when I say I solve their problems, they do it themselves. I'm just giving them guidance.
Are you getting paid for it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait a minute then. If you're getting paid for it, that's a different thing. I'm talking about
Getting paid
people.
for it. They don't always follow it.
Okay, well, as long as they're paying for it, then that's not your problem. Because money energy is a good thing. You want to use the money energy to the other. So if that's 60% of you, are you getting paid for all 60%?
No. Probably half of it.
Okay, so 30%. So it's the 30% that you're going to have to let go of.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
So for them, you say, I'm going to get back to you on this
Okay.
when I'm finished with my paying clients. It might be next month.
Uh-huh.
Can you say that?
Uh-huh. When I'm finished with my paying clients.
I'm going to get back to you on this,
Get down. Yeah.
and it might be in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. I'm writing it down.
Good. I'm so glad. So we are out of time, unfortunately, but I'm so glad that we got you on the line. I want you to let me know if this is helping, and we'll have you back on in a couple of months to see how you're doing. How's that?
Well, let's just say that the minute we got on the phone, I was in the middle of something, and I had forgotten about it. That's what happens sometimes, okay, about our phone call. So
Yep.
you called me.
Yep.
And you had me do a deep breath that immediately centered me.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how this is going to help you. Take care, Dana. Remember, it's all about balance. All right. Peace in and peace out. And that was Dana, and we're going to quickly go. I know Joy's waiting online. I'm just going to give a quick station ID and a thanking the sponsor who is responsible for today's show. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Peace in and peace out. Time? Mm-hmm. Is your website working for you? Are you hoping people will just find you? Hi, this is Dr. Marissa, and Prometheus Designs Inc. has not only significantly increased the number of visits to my site, it has revamped my graphics and applications so I can splatter more hope and happiness on you more effectively. And for a limited time, I've talked them into offering free website assessments as an Asian Oprah giveaway. So go to PrometheusDesignsInc.com today. And we are back. Make sure you do get that free website assessment because I'm like amazed. My visits have gone from a couple hundred a month to 48,000 impressions a month. So I can't guarantee those numbers, but I definitely know working with Prometheus Designs will be awesome for you. And it is call-in week on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at Naturally High Noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios, where Scandal is filmed and Murder, She Wrote with Universal Broadcasting Radio TV, UBN Radio TV, and then on my syndicated CNBC NBC News Radio channel, KCAA, home of Dave Ramsey and Stephanie Miller. That's AM 1050, FM 102.3, and FM 106.5 everywhere on iHeartRadio. So join me then. And we have our second beautiful caller on the line. We have Joy Grace, and she is calling in from Las Vegas. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Marissa.
How are you?
I am too blessed to be stressed. How are you?
Perfect, especially for our last caller. So we'll just check in, feet on the ground, palms up, eyes gently closed, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And now releasing all the stories and the drama. One more deep breath in. Connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. Beautiful. So on a scale of 1 to 10, rating your relationships, 1 being not that great, 10 being fabulous, where would you say your life is right now?
In relationships?
Uh-huh.
About a 9.5.
Beautiful. That's a great number. I think that's the highest ever. And then in the area of job and career, same scale.
Okay. Well, I would call it a 9.0.
Okay.
It's doing
All
really
right.
good.
And then health and wellness.
I'm at a 12.
Oh, so we've got nothing to talk about. My goals are just 8. You're well exceeded. But what is it that you would like to talk about?
Well, so here's the great news is my name wasn't always Joy Grace. Before that, it was something else. And how I came to become Joy Grace was through Agape International Spiritual Center. And I joined in October of 2008, which was kind of an interesting time, I think, in the entire globe, right?
Yep.
And so I was a different name, and my life was really the hard way and the school of hard knocks. And I said, well, what could I do to change it? And so first I went to Harmony, and then I said, okay, that was good. And then I wanted real transformation. So then I said, Joy sounded like a great choice because I don't have kids. And if I would have had a daughter, I would have named her Joy. And if I waited to have joy in my life, I would never have joy. So I said, well, I'm going to start calling myself Joy.
Beautiful.
And then we had someone named Jesse Campbell. I believe that you might be familiar with this artist.
Incredible
Agape,
voice.
Right?
Yes, incredible voice.
So he has this beautiful song called Amazing Grace. And I just cried when he sang it. And I thought, what a beautiful attribute. What if I were to say I am Joy Grace Harmony? What would happen and what would my life look like? And so I guess what I want to share today is that if people are in a depression or they're in a funk or they're in a place, you can always start calling yourself something new. I mean,
Beautiful.
You do whatever works for you. So it worked for me to change my name and to start claiming the harmony and the joy and the grace. And it's been almost 10 years I've been at Agape. And I would say in the last 12 months is when I actually felt like, okay, I really feel like Joy Grace Harmony. Up until then, I was practicing, I was calling myself. But in the last year, I've been really feeling more like, oh, no, my life feels more joyous, more graceful, more harmony. And so, even the things that have happened recently. I went platinum blonde again, and have you ever gone platinum blonde?
No, I know people think I'm Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. So the most I can get away with is highlights. But
Okay, but you've had the process done to your head where they have to put in the bleach, right?
yes.
Okay. So if you try and go the healthy way, which I started off with the vegan stuff, and because I am, and I really wanted the product to work, but I have to say that I have jet black hair, so in order to pull the color out, you just have to bleach that thing, right?
Yeah.
And so it was a very painful process because we did 2 that didn't take right, and then the third one was the real bleach. And so my head was on fire, and I was just crying, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know I can handle this. And so I said, what am I going to do? So I went to Agape, and I listened to, Jesse singing Amazing Grace, and to When the River's Rising, and a whole bunch of other Agape songs until I could get through it. And my hair is now very beautiful and platinum and all that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So,
and I just want to interrupt you for just a second, only because we only have like another 10 minutes, and I want to actually do my job here. So, is there a thing that we can tackle, and I can give you some advice that I don't use?
Sure. Sure. So when moving through new situations, in which I always like other people, how you can tell me when you're uncomfortable and you're experiencing change, what do you think would work, or what techniques work best that you've noticed?
Okay, so you are you talking about yourself? Can you give me you give me an example? What kind of change?
Sure. Okay. So I had an original project that I'm working on, and I'm very excited. And of course, we all know that as we go along, things are going to pivot. And so I just, I'm learning to be the grace part of the pivot. And so if you have any good techniques,
so something that you wanted to have happen is not happening?
Well, it is just not quite in the way that it was originally presented and planned.
Okay.
And that's okay. I just want to adjust my inner state to match the
Got it. Well, it's a great question, and everybody goes through this when you have plans and you really want something to go the way that you envisioned it, or when someone makes a promise to you and then the promise gets broken, and how to kind of pivot, as you say, or maintain your balance in the midst of imbalance. Is that about a general approach to what you're talking about?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to. I guess that's the grace part of the name I've embodied. So it's always asking, how would it look if I were going to be graceful in a balancing kind of way, what would that look like?
Yeah. So let's, there's a couple of different ways. Let me think what I'd like to go. So let's talk about first, because I've said it already in the last call, when shift happens, and actually it happened on the show today. So when shift happens and something doesn't happen the way that you wanted it to, let's start with that. My discipline is to say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. So I use that as a very, I say it often because I am a planner and I am a recovering perfectionist. And so I'm also very high J on a Myers-Briggs personality inventory, which means I like to know when things are going to happen, how they're going to happen, who's going to be there, what time, and all that. So call-ins are always fun because I don't have people wait, because I don't want them to wait on hold for a half an hour. And that's why they call me the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And so I schedule, but sometimes schedules fall apart like it did today. And so then I have to adjust. So when I say I can't wait to see what good comes out of this, and I know I'm preaching to the choir to you, Joy Grace, because I know you practice this, it is looking for other things that might be good as a result of this. Okay, so something I didn't know. So I also say things like a year knows what a day doesn't. So I may not.
That's a good one. I like that.
Thank you.
A year knows what a
Day doesn't.
I'm using that.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. And more will be revealed. More will be revealed is another tool that I use. So I will know why this happened later. And then I also say why is not a spiritual question. So if I'm constantly trying to ask why, I'm missing the blessing. Okay, so why gets me stuck. Now, let's be a little human now, because a lot of spiritual people, I was talking about this. I was interviewed on a Atlanta, Georgia FM station while I was in San Francisco a week ago. And the term, it was something positive denial or something like that. And a lot of spiritual people are accused of having this where they just don't want to look at anything that is unpleasant. So they pretend or they put their head in the sand and they don't want to deal with anything that is unpleasant. They don't want to deal with anything that isn't going well. And my take on that is a little more... I don't know. I still think I'm spiritual, but I do know that I'm also human. And so I do get annoyed. I have a pretty short trigger, actually. Ask my teenage daughters. When someone says something that I think is mean, or I'm a huge underdog fan, if I hear something, if I perceive you to speak in an entitled way or a mean way, or if I see injustice, I feel angry and annoyed and frustrated. And I think to say, I'm fine, serenity now, just like Seinfeld's, George's father did on that one Seinfeld episode where the whole show, anything that happened, serenity now, serenity now, serenity now. And then at the end, he blows up because it's not serenity. And he ends up breaking millions of dollars worth of computer equipment. So I think that there's value in actually saying, ow, or no, or are you freaking kidding me? I say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the trick is to not stay there too long and to fully vent it out. So I tell my life balance coaching clients and my executive coaching clients, they actually go out in the hallway, they go to the stairwell, and they stamp themselves onto the stairs, and they put the people that they're frustrated with, their face can go on the stair, and they literally release some of that anger, because I do think that it's important to release that. Now, the ticket is not to do it longer than 16 seconds, because the law of attraction says that what you hold for 16 will then become stronger, and you will attract another thing in that vibration to you. So I literally will stomp or stand or scream or, I do a lot of biting of my pillow for 16 seconds or less.
Okay.
That's another tool.
That's a great... I like that. That one, I'm going to definitely use that.
Good.
I'll call it 15 so that I don't go over 15,
There you go.
I get to 16 because I want to make certain I stay under the numbers.
There you go.
Stay under the, wrong vibration and just...
Yeah.
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 That's great, because I do. I take time and I say I'm angry and I'm choosing and I'm just going to allow it to express and then let it go.
Right. So I have vent partners also for that, because sometimes it helps to actually release it to someone else. They have to be okay with foul language if you use it, and they have to know that they're not there to problem solve. So they're just holding the space for you to vomit, and then they get to vomit back on you. And so that's a 16-second reciprocal vomit, and then you go on. So it is a practice. It is an absolute practice, and I've been doing this now for several years, and I have to say that it works. And I also practice Tai Chi and Qigong, balanced Tai Qigong. There's actually a particular form that I use called polishing table. And as I'm doing it, I say, everybody does the best that they can do. If they could do better, they would. But they can't.
Nice.
So I'm going to
I like
let
that.
them be who they are in the fullness of who they are, as well as I. So I also practice that. And that helps as I'm breathing with the chi.
I like that. I'm
Does
going
that
to
help?
look that up on YouTube and see the moves because
Yeah, and you can
That's,
also, if
right.
you're coming back from Vegas anytime soon, I'll be teaching in Irvine in May for 6
good.
weeks. So that's another thing that you
wow.
can come
Well,
and participate.
we are going to be coming to Garden Grove at some point, so I will definitely.
Beautiful.
I would
And
love
I
to
and
do
and I
that.
promised that you could mention your website so that people can find you. So this is the time.
All right, great. You can go to www.septillionaire.chels, CHELS, wellness.com. Septillionaire.chelswellness.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joy Grace, for coming on the show, and I wish you well. And I know that you will be practicing and having
thank you so much.
a 9.9 on the health and well-being.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Thank
Have
you.
a blessed day.
And we have 1 minute before we sign off. I was going to, I'll do that next week. I am inviting you to balance with me. And our little, I don't know if we had our magic wand before. I just wanted to let you know we already did the balance bar at the beginning. But please do join me next week for my Sexual Healing with Dr. Marissa series. Straight from England, I'm happy to have Sarah Davidson talk to us about sexual and emotional healing from divorce and turning a traumatic event into a life-affirming opportunity so you can check out of Heartbreak Hotel. And that is next week on the show. If you are on my 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa, we are on day 17, and you can go to my Dr. Marissa page to get that balance tip for the day, and make sure you get the companion apps as well. And that's it for the call-in show. Hopefully you could relate to either or both of our callers, and hopefully some of the balance tools that I've offered today will help you stay in more hope and happiness so that you can be happy 88% of the time. Stay tuned for more of Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon, Thursday at 7 if you just are tuning in now, or Saturday at 4, because it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out. To take away the part of me